And we're back. We need lo-fi music. What up? Whoop. Streams. One of the streams. There we go. Got another 2 hours to spend messing with it. I like the way it's turning out so far. Many different layers, levels. Okay, buildings are the only unfrozen layer. Good. Just keep going with that. I think I'll stick with these just kind of featherings of buildings on the outskirts right here. Yeah, that looks good. I gotta figure out what to do with this part. Probably something round. Something curved to match the slope right there. What do I have? Nothing here, certainly. I'm gonna have to make this yellowish. Very good. How's existence been? Hopefully I get to rejoin my D&D group tomorrow. I had to take a break last Sunday because some personal stuff came up and I couldn't make it work out. The schedule just couldn't be reconciled. So hopefully tomorrow the same doesn't happen and I can get back to that. Otherwise, about the same. Same old, same old. Alright, what's next? You. I will deal with you later, because I don't like you. Gotta do something about that. But how about you? You're working on a somewhat large project. I wasn't able to attend the stream, but I know of its existence. And I know that something's going on. You're building something. I gotta make sure the variation stays the same. There's a balance between yellowish, orangish, white, and then like just kind of gray, steel gray. I think right here what I need is more of these. More stuff on the outskirts. But just these two. Don't need this one. Oh, making a Pogger's map, huh? That sounds like him. Oh yeah, no, I'll at least be able to find some time to play the result. I haven't really been playing much in terms of like serious sitting down and kind of, you know, dealing with my jimmies. Sort of, you know, video game gameplay other than Cyberpunk. I've just been, you know, grinding away at that game. And the reason for that is because I'm hoping to have it finished soon so I can go back to consuming social media, because the pact I made with myself when I pre-ordered it was that I'd finish the game before going back on social media. Yeah, I think I saw some screenshots of your ruins realm. Looks promising. One of these, as soon as Metro Realm is finished, hopefully we can sit down and much more than I intended. Oh, I pre-ordered Cyberpunk, but see, this was in the past because at the time I ordered it, it was not currently available. So at that time it was a pre-order. Anyway. I've been trying to focus on just doing one project at a time, not spreading myself too thin. What's the point of making mistakes if you just repeat them over and over, you know what I mean? And that's a mistake that I very routinely make, is Midsummer, damn. I pre-ordered it like end of December. Anyway, what's the point of, you know, making these same mistakes over and over if you never learn anything from them? And so main thing I've learned is that I need to focus on one thing until it is done, and then I can move on to the next thing. But people have been getting very upsetty spaghetti about me not updating the Storm Realm, so I may have to find some time to do that, because the Hyperpod apparently does not work very well without grip thrusters. I'm gonna have to modify that and also add some checkpoints. Complex with an N. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'll get midway through a thing and I'll feel smart and capable, and then I'll want to start something else, and then I will start it, and I'll do good on maybe the first half, and then I'll think to myself, I'll pick this up later, and then I'll forget about it, and then I'll move on to something else, and then eventually it just gets to the point where I've started a ton of projects and have finished basically none of them. And then by that point I just feel kind of defeated and discouraged, and I'm just like, damn, maybe I'm not so smart and capable after all. No, I just have to keep all my eggs in one basket until they hatch, I guess, metaphorically speaking. Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm trying to force myself to do the things that I say I'm going to do instead of just talking about them. To just focus on doing a thing until it is done. And that's been helpful. I'm gonna need one of these for over here. Maybe. Doesn't work. Maybe if I scale it down. Because this is a somewhat, it's just time-consuming project, not necessarily very complex. Put a building here, building there. I want to hand place everything because it feels more personal that way. I gotta have something in here. This empty space feels a little bit, I don't like it. Another one of these, I think. But smaller. Yeah. And it happens even when I'm only working on one project. If I'm not careful, I'll try and edit one aspect and then do 180 and then work on something else. You know what I mean? Like I see one thing and I'm just like, oh, I gotta fix that. Then I see another thing and I'm just like, oh, I gotta fix that. And nothing ever actually gets finished, and I just kind of make things more messy and complicated without ever actually concluding anything. Lentils. Okay. Time for some top down. Got a big space over here. I'd say probably a big part of the borders is just going to be this grid fill. These are just filler buildings. And this is the actual content of the city. What do we have here? I don't feel like I want to just duplicate that and put it over there, because the color palette would match and it would feel too monotonous. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it right there. It's kind of cool though, because I mean, the more you talk about these things, the more it's just like, you have those problems too? And then it's just like, I don't know, weird. You know what I mean? Just like you have these deep personal thoughts and you're like, nobody really ever talks about them. So you're just like, nobody will ever understand my pain. And then you just say them out loud randomly one time. And then somebody else just like, dude, same, like exact same. You're just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny, you know? I think about things and I wonder about things. I just assume everybody, at least somebody else has had the exact same thought that I'm having at any given moment. Just because it makes sense. Life experience has taught me that that's most likely the reality. Very few people have actual, you know, unique thoughts. It's kind of comforting in a way, because you're not alone. You're not by yourself. There are others with the same worries, expectations, doubts, fears as you. And I used to think it was kind of sad, you know, like that I wasn't special. But then I thought, I mean, that's kind of a pointless way of thinking. If anything, like, it's comforting to know that there's others that know how you feel. There we go. Perfect. Just the right amount of space. I feel like the main thing with the Metro Realm isn't putting the buildings in grids. It's just paying attention to these like little empty spaces in between the road and the building. They're so important. They give the city a real sense of order. Like everything was pre-planned. No, not the sidewalk. The sidewalk is like, I'd say probably like here. Just that, I guess it would be the sidewalk actually. What do I know? But when you place everything individually instead of just using offsets and moving on, it seems much less precise. Just that organic feeling where everything is built to strict specifications, but there's just a little bit of give, a little bit of difference in between everything. And it's not something you consciously are aware of, but something that you will realize either way. Okay, so I need something there, and I need something here. You know what? I'm just gonna screw it. Put it right there. Nope. Nope. There we are. Background layer with buildings. We'll see how it looks. We'll see how it looks once everything is built out. If it starts to look empty and void, then yeah, most likely I'm gonna toss some things in the background layer. The trick is getting it to look weird so it's not scrolling, or getting it so it doesn't look weird, rather. I'm eating lentils. It's a lentil curry. I have a very varied diet. Yeah, see, I don't like how it's just white. White. Maybe I should mess with these. Just lower the color a little bit. Ah, man. Then it does that. You've what? Raised the secondhand price of a game with 1/5 of $1 by yourself? Huh. How'd you manage that? Well, if you could do something like that, maybe you should get into trading stocks. I need a long building. That's what I'm missing. These long stocked buildings that aren't this. I feel like the color palette is tipping more into the bright white region than it is the yellow region. There's not enough variety in the color here. Interesting. Well, be careful that you're not making the attribution error, because it could be something completely unrelated. Unless the keys are like super rare. Then, I mean, I guess. What game? Attribution error. It's a logical fallacy where something happens after you do something. And so you assume that you were responsible for whatever happened. You know what I mean? An example of the attribution error would be both ice cream consumption and drowning deaths go up like side by side. So you could assume from that, but wrongly, that the more ice cream is consumed, the more people drown, either because of some sort of correlation equals causality. Yeah. I call it the attribution error because you're attributing the wrong cause. But that may be incorrect and or misleading. Chaos Reborn. All the games that were that price, only the Steam keys that were more expensive were left. Oh. Oh, that's what you meant. I thought it was like a you influenced the market sort of thing. Time to make some more simples. Just more simple buildings. Okay, I'm gonna make some terraced huts, sort of. And then set that times 2. Yeah, that's decent. False cause fallacy. Pirates have decreased as the Earth has experienced more global warming. Therefore, pirates have caused the warming of the Earth. Or Damn, those are fun. Those are fun games. I've got some old games that are still like pretty banging, but they shut down the servers for them, so you can't play online anymore. So a good, 50, 60% of the game, of the gameplay is just gone. Well, one of my all-time favorites is mostly just a favorite because of nostalgia. But it's Transformers War for Cybertron. Damn. That was the first game I ever really played online. I actually got really good at that game. And then they shut the servers down for it. I mean, I was hardly playing anymore at all at that point, but it still made me sad. Alright, I need more of these around here. Maybe I could use this over here. Maybe if I do this. It's too big. That is much too big. It's huge. You're more spaced out than I look. You're pretty spaced out then, dude. I'm a pretty spacey guy. Like, I'm not even really here half the time. Regular space cadet, dude. Alright, what do we got here? One solution. Yep. I'm so spaced out that if I was a book, most of it would be blank. Something needs to go under there. Probably use another one of these. Unstarted English assignment. You'd be the question, not the answer. Is English an actual subject in Sweden? Like, Latin used to be in English? convenient for me to just kind of be around everybody who's talking it then. Although it gives me really no incentive to learn any other language since everybody else already knows English. Probably be easier if it were harder, ironically. I need decorate. Nope, shit. Buildings. Damn. I mean, even if you're only semi-fluent, that's usually pretty good. I wish I were semi-fluent in something. So I'm gonna use ancient. Old people or young kids, yeah. Why what? Just asking why, man. It's just why. W-H-Y. It's just the question. What exactly the question is about. I mean, nobody knows that. It's such a large number. Because everybody speaks English all over the world. Like, it's basically common, like from D&D. You know, ironically, now that I'm starting to place more yellow buildings, they're going exactly where I don't want them to be. Yeah. That's true. A lot of the internet speaks English because most of it's based in the US. If not most, then a significant part of it is based in English-speaking countries. Even the stuff that's in Russia, I mean, still like a good part of that is English. One. And now I need to edit. Bam. That must be interesting, like having a home language and a second language. That's probably why people in other countries are smarter, like requiring that at least 2 languages be spoken. It's much easier when there's an actual reason for it, but when you speak English, there's really, unless you live in another country that isn't predominantly English speaking, there's not a whole lot of incentive. Where did I put that? Ah, there you are. You're coming with me. Let's see what would happen if I laid you down. I can vouch. The American education system is more about people's feelings than it is about actually learning anything. Because most of the people who are teachers kind of get into the field just because there's a low bar for entry or because they can't do anything else. There's really not much incentive to be a teacher unless you do it because you feel like you're called to it, because it's like necessary and stuff. And the teachers who are there, like, they usually don't stay long in the areas where they're needed most, because it would basically be like their life turns into giving their life away for a charity cause. Because if you don't have a whole lot of money, you'd basically be like living out of a trailer just so you could teach kids who need it. There's no incentive, and most folks figure that if somebody doesn't have a good education, they did something to deserve it. Whole lot of reasons. It's all politics. It's all arbitrary. Now, that's not to say that all the schools are bad. Far from it. There's some really very exceptional schools. Unfortunately, though, the majority of the U.S. is not that. The majority of the U.S. does not have those schools. Like, where I went to school, it was basically they taught you whatever was on the curriculum. Whether or not you learned it was kind of up to you to figure out. I don't know, it's weird. I guess my main complaint about the U.S. education system is that there's not a whole lot of money being put into it. So whatever gets done is mostly done as a result of ingenuity and not funds being added to the pot. And it depends on where you are. Like, any sort of American school in the South is going to have super shitty sex education. Like, they just assume you'll figure it out on your own. The adults are like all squeamish about it. They're just like, we can't talk about that. And that gets written into the rules and regulations and the politics. And so it's up to your parents to do about it. And if your parents don't feel comfortable or don't want to, then you're basically fucked. Or, even if you do eventually end up getting fucked, pun intended, you have to figure out, like, how it works on your own. I don't know. He's speaking either Portuguese or Spanish, I think. Some parents do. Some parents do, other parents don't. I've known kids who just, like, they knew nothing, and their parents were cool with it. It was considered like an option, just like it wasn't mandatory to, like, participate in government things. Like, government here allows you more freedom to do things in unconventional ways, I guess would be a nice way of saying it. But if you look at kind of statistics and behavioral psychology, it would make more sense if more stuff was, like, mandatory. Yeah, the homeschooling thing is also another big part of it. The right to believe whatever you want to believe, I guess. America, ironically, is most at peace with, I guess, safe spaces. Like, a lot of people give us shit for not, not being sensitive, but as a matter of fact, there's the most freedom out of most everywhere to, like, believe whatever you want to believe on politics and religion and stuff, which is, a big part of why the country was formed. But also, when you homeschool your kids with kind of, whatever you want to believe, it can lead to some pretty weird, culty stuff. Yeah, America's kind of funky as a result. It's just what it is. And it's a bit interesting, I guess. Homeschooling isn't bad if you do it right, but if you're living out of a trailer and you homeschool your kids because you don't want them to be, from your perspective, indoctrinated by the public schooling system, weird things can end up happening. Like, you hear about kids like growing up in a cult. A lot of homeschooling, mostly. It's not to say it's bad. You can be homeschooled and still be reasonably intelligent. You just have to do it right. It's not standardized. There's nobody overseeing it for the most part, so stuff can fall through the cracks. Different stuff, usually. It all depends on the teacher. And honestly, in America, the public education system is about as competent as homeschooling most of the time, just because there's so few resources allocated towards it. Like, you really need to just go to another country if you want like a noticeable difference, or a private school. If you go to a private school, then you're going to get results because you pay for them. But nobody in the US pays for them, like, via taxes, so you get what you pay for, or you get what most people don't. Like, it's just how it is. Yeah. For-profit institutions are a big thing. There's prisons that are run like private businesses, and also schools that are also run like private businesses. Colleges, also private businesses with investors, boards of trustees, like R&D departments. It's an interesting case study in the differences between private enterprise and government-funded situations, and results kind of vary. General theme seems to be that any necessities are better socialized, and Yep. Oh man, gun culture. That's a thing. A lot of guns over here. So many guns. My neighbors have guns. I think we've got a gun in the garage. We're talking about guns right now. Just like a lot of guns everywhere. Regulations aren't nearly as strict as they are in other parts of the world. Perhaps they should be, though. Although it's a touchy subject. People with guns get very riled up when you talk about guns negatively. And they've got guns. So sometimes it's better just not to talk about guns. But personally, I think that there's a lot more beneficial. Like, once you kind of pass common sense measures like background checks, you know what I mean? Like, stuff that needs to be done for example, a driver's license or a moped license. And once you pass common sense measures, then it's mostly just about changing the culture surrounding it. And in parts, it's a psychological issue, meaning that people in the U.S. have to start thinking about guns differently. You know, not as toys or accessories or statements, but as tools and lethal tools. Like a gun that's used to put down like sheep. People don't carry them around. You know, they're not cool or fashionable, or they don't make a statement. It's just something that you use. It's a tool. not a toy. Canada's more expensive. You can do a lot of living in America with not a whole lot of money, depending on where you go. And also, there's a lot more drugs here, depending on where you go. America is actually a little bit more progressive than Canada when it comes to legalizing some stuff. If you come to Colorado, for example, you can get weed on every corner shop. I'm not even joking. There's dispensaries like there are Starbucks some places. It's crazy. So, like, if you want weed and also maybe like some other drugs, and like really good stuff, like potent, then certain parts of the U.S. is more of a wise decision. Yeah, that's the second thing. The U.S. has a little bit of a culture of rugged individualism, which to some degree has come to bite us in the ass. Mostly when it comes to when it comes to issues with mental health. So the culture is less inclusive, kind of less neighborly, more of a, your neighbors might be serial killers than, you know, your neighbors might be excellent bakers. Maybe you should stop by. I feel like that's paranoia to some degree is definitely kind of ingrained in the culture as a result of, well, the nation's history. So that's definitely part of it. I mean, it makes sense to have a gun if you think or suspect that the people who live around you or very near are dangerous or hostile. Some parts of the U.S. they are. Like if there's a lot of gang violence going on, you'd be kind of stupid not to carry a piece on you. I don't live anywhere near that, but yeah, if you don't carry a gun on you, if you're walking through a rough part of the neighborhood, it leaves you a little bit defenseless. And I could see it. Some of it makes sense, but other parts are definitely just paranoid and kind of stupid, but they say what they say. All right. What goes right here in between these two buildings? Something orange, I'm thinking. I need... What's the difference between these two? Is there any difference? H building, and this is H building alt. Huh. I almost want to put some blue buildings in here. Almost. Yeah. Yeah, no, war on drugs is the same thing in the U.S. It's a bit odd, honestly, when you think about it. That the U.S. is more progressive than places like Sweden. But I mean, hey, I guess it takes all types. Sweden can't be best at everything. We got more progressive drug laws finally, but partly as a result of them being criminalized for longer, I think, in the U.S. So, yeah. At least that's in the past, right? Where did I put the custom buildings? Did I have any? Yeah. Yeah. No, I just get in this rut of thinking that the US is like the armpit of the world. And then like I hear about other countries that are actually like less progressive than the US. And I'm just like, but why? Less than the US? But why? And also how? Aren't you ashamed? So. Ah, come on. I can't talk about guns and politics while I'm map making. You're no fun. What am I supposed to talk about then, huh? I'm a chatty Cathy. I gotta express myself. Nah, I don't mind talking politics. You just gotta know when to, you know, back off of it. Because people get, like, people get their jimmies all rustled when they talk about politics most of the time. Progressive most of the time, just the opposite of conservative, really. That's all it really means. Conservative being keep things the way they are. Progressive being change them. That's really it. This whole thing. Depending on the issue, I agree and also disagree with some political causes. Yeah, that's the general theme when you use the word progressive, is change things for the better. Or at least that's the goal. Sometimes some ideas can be pretty asinine, but for the most part, I'll agree with some stuff. Yeah. I see there's a lot of jimmies being rustled. Which, I mean, that's what jimmies do. If jimmies don't rustle, then there's not much for jimmies to act upon. Jimmies being a physical force. For the most part, it doesn't really bother me what other people believe. It's just the emotions that come with those beliefs. That's when it becomes difficult. Like, it's one thing to have a political belief, no matter what it is. You could believe that orange is like somehow the best color in the world, right? Just randomly. As I was saying that, I was just like, that was vaguely political. Just all the, you know, news I've been exposed to. But anyway. But it's when that becomes such a deeply seated conviction that you can't talk rationally about it. That's when it gets difficult, because then you're at odds emotionally with people and there's no way to reconcile that. Because it's not like one person is wrong and one person is right, because it's not really like they're arguing about the topic, they're arguing about how they feel. But, you know, not acknowledging that. And so that's why I generally don't express what I feel unless somebody asks. Yeah, no, I mean, it's one thing to say abandon the emotion and another thing to actually get there. It's, in fact, very human to not be able to control your emotions very well. So it's just something that has to be accounted for, really, when you're talking about, talking with anything, talking about anything with anyone. I should get some pipes and shit in here. That would make this city. It's pipes and shit. First, I gotta fill that empty space. It's like a jigsaw puzzle a little bit. Yeah. Progressiveness? Yeah. No, it's not the end-all be-all. There's some things that are genuinely just better left as they are, you know what I mean? But normally it's more about who you are as, like, your identity. That has more say in what you believe than the actual facts, because the facts that you're exposed to will vary depending on what camp you come from, as it were. And so then your reality changes depending on where you come from. Yep. Yep, no, my room is just filled with pipes. It's just clouds all day, every day. Yeah. Even with as religious as the US is, it's still kind of going out of style. That's just the trends that we've seen. Which is a shame, because in the past it's been kind of a social glue. Like, if you've ever seen any movie about the South, churches are like the staple of every community. It's basically like a community gathering spot. If you didn't see your neighbors at all, you'd see them at church. You'd talk to them at church. You'd get there and hang out with people and connect with the community. There's not really anything that's replaced that. So, with or without, like, the impression of divinity, there's still something that needs to take the place of church as a stand-in for what glues communities together, because without that, then it just goes back to this rugged individualism. I mean, hell, I don't know half of my neighbors here. Like, I'm starting to talk to more of them, but I've lived where I'm living for like 10 years. I don't know half of the people who live on the street. Like, outside of like the people who I hang out with regularly, I just don't talk to any of them. I don't see any of them. I'm not gonna, get into religion or personal beliefs on religion, because honestly, I think it's kind of like arguing about just theory, You've got nothing tangible to ground your discussion in. So there's nothing to... there's no wrong answers. Both sides are right, both sides are wrong. It's very arbitrary. So there's really no point in, like, arguing about it. Talking about it, yeah, sure. Like, you could talk about the role that religion plays in society, like how it's important for holding communities together, because it's something you can learn about that. But religion, recordedly, is never really consistent. Religion has changed with the times. It's very malleable. It can be whatever you want it to be, and so arguing about that is like, dare I say, arguing about which comic book character could beat up another, because they're both malleable and intangible and have different traits or attributes that could push them over the edge, like Goku versus Naruto or something like that. Except both Goku and Naruto are just like the end-all be-all. I'm not saying that it's, pointless, just that it what's the word I'm looking for? It's a discussion with no end. There's no outcome other than, like, listening to yourself talk and, like, hearing what the other person has to say. Yeah, people like to think about stuff like, is there life after death? Like, these are big questions, you know what I mean? And I feel like it doesn't really make much difference sometimes. Man, I may be getting a little bit too into what's going on in the comments. I'm having trouble focusing on the map. Okay, I need something big and long right here. Ha ha. But I need to figure out what that could be. Maybe it's a little bit on the outskirts. It's a little bit of a pagoda town. Let's see what we got here. clutter. Ah, no, I don't need that kind of clutter. I need bigger clutter. Yeah, no, I feel bad though, because I'm not being very productive, and that's the whole point of the stream. I need to figure out what can go here. Once I get the buildings all situated, then I can resume to whatever it is I'm doing. Philosophizing or something. God, what can I use? Buildings. What do I got here? I need something nice. Need something newer. I also need something wide and long. Maybe... yeah, I'll just copy this city block. And... okay, then that needs to go away. And then this is much too large. So let's shrink that, lock it off, swap that around. And then oh, come on. Let me select all three. Weird. All right, boys. It's time for an Easter egg. What should go in here? Oh, that's good. I guess it's time for a newt. Matrix banana. I got it. I need simples, and then I need a rock. I need this rock to be mostly flat. And then duplicate, rotate that around, mess with the borders a little bit. And then that needs to be much browner. And have no emit. And also be much shorter. Also this is to have no emit. And then also be much lower Oh. All right. A good story? Well, shit. I got a joke. You want to hear a joke? Okay, all right, here it comes. All right, here's the setup of the joke. So, there he was. We are with a highway patrolman. He's a police officer. He sits on the side of the road. He's got a radar gun, and his job is to watch for speeding drivers. With me so far? Good. So out of nowhere, I don't know. I'm going to let the Patreon vote on that. Anyway, back to the joke. Out of nowhere comes this car, this old wooden station wagon, real old-fashioned, and it is going easily like 20 miles per hour on the freeway. There's a line of cars behind it honking and passing it. Some drivers are rolling down their windows and yelling obscene things. So this highway patrolman senses that he has a duty to check out what is going on with this car and why is it driving so slowly. So he comes up to the car with his sirens on. They pull over to the side of the road, and when he sees what's going on inside the car, he almost drops his radar gun because the car is filled with 5 old ladies. It is filled with capacity to old women, filled to capacity with old women. Mix those around. Anyway, lots of old ladies in this little old-fashioned station wagon that is going super, super, super slow. And he's just like, what's going on? So they roll down the window, and he asks them, why aren't you following the speed limit? And the old lady in the driver's seat looks at him all confused. And she turns around, and she points to a sign on the side of the road that says Route 20. And she says, I don't understand, officer. That's the speed limit, isn't it? And the officer, finally figuring out what the confusion is, he clears it up and he says, no, that's just the name of the road. That's not the speed limit. He points to another sign. And just as he's about to send them on their way, he notices that all the other ladies, except for the driver, in the car look really shaken up, like they've seen a ghost. One lady looks like she may have lost her lunch earlier, or she may be about to. They're stiff. They look terrified. They're bolted like into their seats, metaphorically. And so right as he's about to turn away, the police officer stops and he says, by the way, what's up with all the rest of your passengers? Did something happen? The lady in the driver's seat says, oh, don't worry, officer. They'll be fine. We just got off Route 365. And that's the joke. And I spent way too long setting it up, and I doubt anybody even knows what the punchline is. But there you go. Brevity is the soul of wit, and that was not even close to brief. Ha, I got a chuckle. Yay. That was a stupid joke. Come on, you know it was. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. You'll figure out what I'm doing quick. Oops. And I just need to give these the wood texture. Nope, nope, nope. That was close, actually. That last one was close. So 49, and then I'm just going to turn the reflect color down and make this brown-ish. There we go. Perfect. All right, moving on to the rest of the buildings. That was nice. I feel like I can focus a little bit better now. I need more. Very, very many more buildings. Holy shit, so many more buildings. Like, goddamn. I need to fill in the space here. What else can I use? Right there. That I haven't used. Aha! Add a kill zone to the mushrooms. That would be perfect. Then just have a message that pops up and says you were warned. Yo. That can't stand. I can't and I won't stand for this. Aha! There's another thing that I don't like. Zed fighting. Ah, now kill grid. Kenobi's high ground. No, instead I'm gonna, if I have time, I'm gonna make a mushroom world. If you go in here, it'll change the entire, like, biodome to a mushroom biodome. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What do I have here? There we go. Bam. Why add the kill zone? I just want to screw with gameplay if they go in there. Kill grids are... I don't know, it's not creative enough. Alright. Yeah, that would work. Mushroom land. Mushroom. Mushroom. Yep. The mushroom garden. Mushroom garden. Small dome filled with shrooms. That could work. Nope, that won't work. I need to do something drastic. Damn, this map is so gonna crash when I add the accelerodrome and other stuff. You know why? It's because the images that you're seeing are mirror images. That's why. So when you look in a mirror, that's a mirror image of yourself. Super Mario. In the first Ignition roleplay map I included a spring from Sonic, but I mean, that was kind of spur of the moment. Each building spot just takes a while to fill. Man, city planning is hard. What else do I have here? One thing at a time, one thing at a time. Wide around the corner, wide around the corner. Maybe something like this, but smaller. And also not yellow. Also, maybe not so tall. Mobile data. Good luck, dude. Videos eat a shit ton of mobile data. It'll just be a mushroom with a frowny face, just being like you're not supposed to be here. More of these, but that's only for the outskirts. What am I gonna do with this? This is what I really need. I need a wraparound right there. Nah, can't do that. Yeah. Okay, that's that. But what do I do? guess I just do that. That's that. Thai food is pretty good. I'm especially fond of drunken noodles, like the really spicy ones. Oh, God, they're painful to eat, but I must be a masochist or something, because it gets me every time. Oh, man, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Oh, right, beer. I don't drink a lot of beer. I had some prickly pear sour beer a while back that was pretty good. It was a rosé, apparently. I'm not what you'd call a beer connoisseur. I'm more of a wine guy. No, you haven't had the spicy ones. Like, legit. Wine? Yes, wine exists. Yeah, there's a Thai restaurant down at my place that has the extra spicy. It's really only for Thai people who are in the US because it is legit difficult to eat. Yeah, I don't spend a lot of my money on alcohol. I've been enjoying some liqueurs recently. They're like, I don't know what you'd call them. Like, concentrated wine, very sweet. They also have a very high alcohol percentage. It's something like 23%. And what's really good is if I eat that with ice cream. You can see the stream before he does because he's on Twitch. There's less latency on Twitch just because it's built for streaming. YouTube, I think, prioritizes quality. Or maybe I've just got it set up wrong. I don't really know. What am I missing? I think I'm just going to do a bunch of these. At least one of them. Yeah, it's not so much about the alcohol percentage for me as it is about the taste. You have to ask, know what they say? Yeah, I don't get, like, getting blasted just to get blasted. No, I don't remember what you asked me to do last time. No clue. Got the memory of a medicated 85-year-old with Alzheimer's. If you tell me something, odds are if I haven't done it already, I've forgotten. It's just, my memory is just that awful. Plus, there's like a lot of stuff that I do, so it's gonna get lost in the cracks. Oh, same. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast. It's crazy. I know I ate something. Probably. I may not have eaten at all. I just don't really recall. My memory is so bad. My memory is so bad that I will literally still have something in my mouth. I will literally have not finished what I am currently eating, and then I won't know what it is. I'll be like, what the hell is in my mouth? What am I eating? Like if it's not in my hand, if there's not a wrapper with a name on it, I'll be like, what did I put into my body? Just like, 15 minutes ago. There's probably something legitimately wrong with me. Alright, I'm gonna put the music back on again. Anyway. On-ramps, right. I'm gonna have to kill the on-ramps somewhere in between here and there. Okay, so then I'm gonna have to redo the I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna do that. My brain doesn't want to think about it because my brain is just like, but we've already done the moving traffic, but we're gonna have to redo that again if we mess with the on-ramps. Tricky. How about I just run it through some streets? I think I'll make it cut off right here. I think I'll sever it right here and then just rejoin the pieces. And then have it disconnect kind of into this part, because that'll push more people to see, oh, I recreated this bit, because I doubt anybody even knew that it was there for the first map, just because it's so out of the way. Because right now, the main ramp just goes up to the left and then out. Maybe if I went up, around, over here to the left, through, around, another loop, and then out, then the on-ramps should be more efficient. Because this is meant to be a map that you race on, so taking a shortcut via the off-ramps would make sense. Oh, my favorite berry? My favorite berry's got to be the strawberry. I like strawberries. Yeah. Got to get more off-ramps.
Wait, hang on. Don't go. Just help me out here, please.
Lingonberry. That sounds good. I don't know much about it, though. Yeah, so I'm going to break it right here. All right, here goes. Around the garage, on top of this, and then I'm gonna have to get more supports for what I got going over here. And then I'm gonna have to.
How would you like things to be different for him?
I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm expecting. I need it to stop.
Okay, and some of that. Strawberry. I thought berries are fruits. Like, there's like a subgroup of fruit. Unless I'm mistaken. Juice. Non-carbonated soda is called juice, I think, most of the time. Culinarily, no. Interesting. Okay, and then here, here. I need this to be straight and flat. Breakfast liquids. That just sounds like urine. Wait, no, that came out wrong. I think I know why that popped into my head though. Always a morning piss for me. It is a liquid that exists, or that is part of my routine around breakfast time. Not in a culinary fashion, however. Oh man, I've set myself up for something devious. I can only assume this will continue to be a running joke for as long as I give any sort of reaction. Why do I do this? Something's wrong. Can't be too tight. Hi, you've stumbled upon an awkward moment where I unintentionally insinuated that I enjoy a tall glass of urine for breakfast. So that's what's up with me right now. How about yourself? Oh. I'd hoped you wouldn't do that. I'd hoped you wouldn't make a clip, but okay, that's fine. This is what pain looks like. All right. Whew. All right. Well, it's time to map out the freeway. I don't like how wildly that loops. Got to bring it in a little bit tighter. Track. Do I know how to speak Spanish? I know very little. Enough to have an idea of what's being said, but not enough to have like a meaningful conversation with somebody in the language. Hi, yes, yes. Nice. A decent part of the fan base are Spanish. And I think the way it was explained to me once is that in some countries like Brazil or Portugal, it was just cheaper to air those shows than like importing newer ones. So that's about the limit of my understanding on that, unfortunately. Wow. You're unique in your entire country, dude. How does that feel? I feel like, yeah, it's mostly just been forgotten about in the US for the most part. Like, I'll meet people who kind of remember it, but it's just like, oh, yeah, there's that one show that one time. It's super, super niche. I don't think I've ever actually met a single other person in real life who had more than, like, just kind of passing recollections that it existed. And I mean, even that was rare. Even that was surprising. All right, so up, through, around, through here. And I'm gonna make a loop down and then under. What show are we talking about? Accelerators. Yeah, you won't find a whole lot of them here either. Like, some states have a lot more of them than the US, apparently. I guess the show is more popular in some states than in others. Which is interesting to think about. Like, I kind of want to know why. Buildings, roads. Damn, this project is complicated. Hopefully it'll be finished in a few months. I mean, shit. At least I'm making progress every time I work on it. I just don't really have a whole lot of ideas for it. Mostly just stuff that needs to be finished. Not very inspired. Just get done. No, there will still be obstructions. There's still going to be moving traffic. I'm just going to have to redo how that's done. And then there's also going to be trucks on the ground level. Jesus Christ, this map is going to be a nightmare to play. Yeah, by and for Spanish-speaking people, which it only makes sense. I mean, it's certainly very good for distance, because that's where a majority of the fan base has moved to as far as video games. It has become more in demand, simultaneously more purchased and more pirated. But luckily for the devs, it's really hard to get like custom cars and a whole lot of the other workshop stuff done. Yeah? Yeah. Bane of frame rates. God, you have that. You've got that right. This is gonna be... Alright, I'm just gonna give it a play test. It's MGMT. It's the lo-fi MGMT cover. Things are actually moving slower than I thought they'd be. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I probably should have something in the background. Or maybe I'll just increase the render distance for this first part. There's only so far I can increase the render distance without the frames absolutely going to shit, though. Seth Everman. I do not know who that is, unsurprisingly. I think I've already got a Metro car, but I just haven't gotten around to importing it. The Blad music guy. I'm gonna have to redo those road off ramps. I feel like there's a better way to do them, like a more elegant way. Oh, Bald. Him. I know him. I remember him. He did that video synopsis on, or the, like, quote-unquote recreation on Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. I've already got the render distance, like, just about to where I need it to be. Like, I feel like this looks decent. Of course, this is a part of the city that feels really unfinished. Hey, what do you know? Guess what it is? It's, Eli River Street. Tire roads on the map, sideless. The splits off the freeway will be smoother. Probably. Although that might get some backlash. Yeah, dogs are known for that. They'll sometimes chew holes in your pants. You've got jump, but you should be able to get back on the road without having to mess with it. Oh, there goes the train. I just need sound effects for that. This is going to be long and tedious. And I'd question the sanity of anybody. Ooh, I have to fix that. Who wants to actually go through this entire thing? Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. Making sideless roads may just be the best answer. Yeah, I feel like the freeway should probably come first before the roads. Need to put a little bit more thought into it, make it a bit more elegant. Because redesigning that part of the map really just kind of restructures a lot of it. Makes it an actual different level instead of just the same old level with a facelift. Yeah, this part is so stupid. God. It looks very pretty though, doesn't it? There it is. Finally on the top. Oh man. Yeah, puppies or something else. Dogs are, oh damn it. Dogs are cool, I guess, but I don't have enough life force in me to handle another puppy. when our current dog kicks the bucket, we're probably just gonna keep it like that. Oh, damn it. Forgot I turned off wings. I got 2 cats, a dog, several fish. We keep chickens in our backyard, and my brother's got a ball python. And that's about it. I feel like there's definitely something missing. Like there's a lot, but it's just not a whole lot of nothing. There's not a lot of personality here. I gotta fix that. Maybe I should turn up the gravity. Alright. Still so much to do. Cancer on her face. Damn. That sucks, dude. Face cancer. Card accurate ruins realm. That would be cool. I'll put it on the poll. So with insight, it's missing buildings and it's missing road. It's the road I gotta work on right now. Just the road. Got to redo these. They are double plus ungood. Damn. See, this is exactly what stops me up. Is I see one thing and then I see another thing, right? I start thinking about it a little bit and I get anxious. I'm just like, oh man, that's going to take a lot of work to fix. Then I see something else and I'm just like, oh, I got to fix that. And then I just hop from one thing to another and I look at it and I'm just like, that needs fixing. And then I look at something else and I'm just like, that needs fixing too. And then I look at a third thing and I'm just like, that also needs fixing. And then I just swap between different things. I'm not actually ever really doing anything, just noticing all the work that needs to be done. I've got the list, like I know it needs to be fixed. My problem is that instead of finishing the stuff that I start, I leave it maybe 60% of the way complete and then I think, that's perfect, I've made some progress, I'll come back to that later. Just like with the buildings, you know what I mean? That's what I was working on. I need the buildings to be at least like close to 90% finished. I'll just go back to that. Buildings, I was at least like getting some progress done. Once I make that switch, yeah, checklists don't really... My problem isn't that I don't know what I need to do. It's that I don't actually finish what I start. So, checklist or no checklist, what gets done is all dependent on how much time I spend actually putting it in. So, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the freeway. Yeah, my problem gets to be when I think, wait a minute, maybe it would be smarter to do it in a different order, because then I stop, I pause, I shift into reverse, and it really slows me down. So I'm just gonna get this done, and then I can delete it all later if I need to. Buildings, 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 buildings. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I need something yellow there. But not this. Got 2 of those there already. Perhaps one of these. The PS5 building. Yeah, might as well. Add some topical references. It's interesting thinking that I can come back to this and watch myself talk and think, you know, just get that perspective after the dust is cleared and I'm no longer in my own head. I'm somebody else, looking back at the things that I said. Buildings are the priority just right now, just because that's what I started doing. 30,000 to 300,000. That's 290,000 margin for error. That's a pretty big margin. Concept art accelodrome? There's a concept art accelodrome. I want to see it. Send that to me on Discord. I gotta know what it looks like. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Yo, what? Oh shit, they're symmetrical.
And also,
Damn it!
I think I'm in love with you.
Thank you, song lady. Very flattering.
Oh, I mean, for real. Because you're like the coolest person I've ever met, and you don't even have to try, you know?
I tried really hard, actually.
Oh man. Yeah, Pythons would probably be a little bit slippery. That's rough, dude. That's pretty G. Make a living as a Python hunter. What do you do for work? I hunt pythons. Yes, I get in my truck. I take my rifle and my dog, and I hunt through the Everglades for pythons. Yes, sir, I'm a bounty hunter. I hunt snakes. Not the types of snakes you'd assume I'm talking about. No, not criminals. Not those types of snakes. I hunt literal snakes, actual pythons. It's a dangerous job. Some of these pythons are bigger than my arm. Yes, sir, they could take me down if they got a good enough grip. I don't do it because it's safe. I do it because it's goddamn necessary. Texas and their pigs? Are there like a lot of wild pigs in Texas? Like, what the hell? What are all these wild animals doing in all these places? I feel like Colorado, the worst problems we have are foxes and coyotes, like in suburban neighborhoods. There's a shit ton of them. I see one every other week.
Sorry, I was such a huge bitch to you. You don't deserve it.
It's okay.
$8.10 an hour to look for pythons. on its vast land holdings, and a $50 bonus for every python measuring at least 4 feet, with $25 for each foot beyond. Shit, I'd rather do that than like flip burgers. That sounds way more fun. Sometimes moose. I don't see much deer anymore. Used to, but I don't live where I used to. Yeah, no, pythons don't fuck around, dude. I've got a good variety, but I still feel like it's not enough. All right, I'm gonna make another new thing. Pillared. The screen room. Oh yeah, that one? Damn. I think I actually remember that one. Yeah, that good concept art. Accelerodrome. Scale for each individual one has got to be 0.5. Let's change the scale to 3. Nope, 2.5. Make a construction site, huh? Newt does have a good point.
Wait, hang on. Don't go. Just help me out here. Please.
And general themes here seem to be kind of red, blue, and neon. No, not red. God damn it. Yellow, white, neon. Sometimes I forget that I can actually choose the words that I say, and I just say random shit. And
When you leave this office, how would you like things to be different for Hannah?
I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm expecting. I need it to stop.
Oops. Yeah. I like that. Bam, right there. That's good. There we go. I feel better about this. A garage, huh? We want not circular holes. Mostly just. Where do all the other deaths in Sweden come from? How many suicides does Sweden have a year, I wonder? Less than Finland. I don't know why that's so funny to me. But just on instinct that you're just like, I don't know, less than fucking Finland though. Cranes, huh? We could probably use some cranes. Excavators, cement trucks. Yeah, maybe some kind of on the back end of the city. That might actually work out well. Just a construction area. Just go to a shop that sells pythons and just fucking kill a fuck ton of them. $51,000 suicides, but only 4 people dead from horse attacks. What is this world coming to? So much suicide, so little horse carnage. Has to change. There's only one of 2 possible options. We've either got to prevent more suicides or ensure more deaths by horse. Oh yeah. Good old Florida, man. Alright, and then in between this, I need more of these. Alright. Nope. Okay. That's not a parking lot, it's a supposed to be a parking structure for the trucks. Don't a lot of things taste like chicken though? Man, y'all arguing about what sort of meats are the best, and I can't even like have that discussion with you because I'm a vegetarian. Why am I doing it like this? This makes no fucking sense. So it's the X location that I need to copy. What meat substitute tastes the best? Yeah, I don't know. Although, there's a movie theater by where I live that has these things called buffalo cauliflower. They're basically chicken wings made out of fried, seasoned cauliflower. They're actually pretty good. Like, most of the time, they're just kind of like soggy and weird, but like they're actually good. Damn it. Oops. There we go. I just need the doors on them. It's all about how things get seasoned. That's how it is with most stuff. When it comes to seasoning them. Yeah. It doesn't take a whole lot of work to prepare, but it's better if you lightly saute it first. Really brings out the flavor. Saute it and then maybe add some soy sauce, curry sauce, got Tabasco. Some stuff's just acquired tastes. Like some things that are legitimately like really good are just acquired tastes. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's my time. It takes a lot of time to place buildings. Why does it take so much time? When we come back in again, hopefully we will just stick to placing buildings the entire time. I'm just going to do custom buildings if I don't know what would fit. So better sense of, the city being unique and just not, several buildings copy pasted over and over again. You get actual, different stuff. Anyway, yeah, everybody, have a good evening, and I'll